Good morning, afternoon. My name is Shaun Curran, and I am giving a presentation as part of my EDU778 class on instructional design methodologies. This particular presentation is prepared for Quincy College. Okay. Just a little bit of background on myself. I started off in a community college. I started off at Bunker Hill, actually. Graduated from UMass Boston. And then I went to an online college called National University, and I'm currently enrolled in the EDD program at Jones International University. This particular project is designed to enhance instructor motivation, instructor quality in the classroom, and to ensure that students are learning as much as they possibly can in a variety of ways. The audience for this particular project are the administrators at Quincy College. The purpose of this particular study has there are actually three purposes. The first is for the organization, to understand how the instructors are teaching, to understand what are ways that instructors can provide a better quality experience for students in the classroom. Okay? For instructors who really care about their student, but seem to not have enough ways to motivate their student, maybe they're not using enough activities, maybe they're relying on lecture. Okay? And for the students across all disciplines. Students want to learn. They want to come to Quincy College and have a positive experience. And if they have a positive experience, they're going to leave Quincy College and tell other people that they had a positive experience. So this is in the organization's best interest. I want to spend a couple of seconds here just going over my own teaching style. I'm a progressive teaching style. My focus in the classroom is on problem solving, finding ways to incorporate the real world into my classroom, give specific examples, and show students how to think critically, which is something that doesn't happen a lot today. I use a variety of teaching methods. I actually take a circle and divide it into fours. One quarter is devoted to lecture, one quarter is devoted to the reading and class activities, group discussions. A third is dedicated to homework, other activities, and a fourth is dedicated to media. Okay? My goal is to encourage participation in the classroom in a way that promotes students' interaction with each other and with me. A little bit about Quincy College. Quincy College is a two-year institution located in Quincy. It has an open enrollment, which means that anybody who has earned a high school diploma or equivalency may apply. Okay. Faculty demographics, we have 57 full-time faculty, and I'm not sure how many adjuncts. It does vary per semester. I am an adjunct. One of my goals is to become a full-time faculty at Quincy College. Organizational instructional design. This basically focuses on how current instructors are working with material and presenting it to their students. Okay, I want to mention the program offerings first because we have adjuncts and full-time faculty across the board. Quincy College has everything from nursing degrees to criminal justice, even business and liberal arts. And it has a wide variety of offerings that would be found at a traditional community college. Quincy College focuses on Stage 1 and Stage 2 learners. Stage 1 learners are students who really need direction. They really need the instructor to focus on them and tell them what to do. The goal is by the time the student has graduated, they have become a Stage 2 learner. A little bit more independent. They still need instructors to guide them in the way that they need to go, but they don't need as much instructional pressuring to do homework assignments and things because they have a little bit more discipline. Quincy College also has online learning, and this is important to note. Stage 1 learners and Stage 2 learners are allowed to participate in online learning. I disagree with this. I think that the students only who have the adequate discipline, like Stage 2 learners, really should be allowed to participate in online learning. Oftentimes what I'm finding is that Stage 1 learners enroll and they realize, I actually have to do work. They've been led to believe that online learning is somehow easier than being in a classroom, and this is not the case. Okay? Quincy College fosters andragogy, which simply means the goal of taking a student and making them more independent. – independent, self-directed, self-assessing learners. Okay? One of the things that's important to mention before I mention more about instructional design in the classroom are the course outcomes. These are preset by the college, okay? These are things that the student needs to learn before progressing to the next stage of development. Now, instructors at Quincy College use a variety of techniques to enhance motivation among their students and to foster learning in the classroom. Obviously, there are lectures, there are activities, there's media. There's all the traditional ways of teaching students that are found across the board, across the curriculums at Quincy College. Professional development, we sometimes mention human resources development, takes place in two types. First is in-house activities. These are programs provided by the college. Most of them focus on how to use the portal, how to use the computer and present PowerPoints in the classroom. Okay. The second is outside activities where the instructor, maybe as myself, enrolled in a four-year college, earning another degree, or taking professional development courses designed to help them enhance instruction in the classroom. The only aspect of this that I have found has been very tricky is the procedure for reimbursement. Last April, I went to a college conference on communication and composition in Atlanta, Georgia, and the procedure for reimbursement, I really didn't expect anything, but the procedure was very long and drawn out, and it took me months to realize on my own that I was not accepted for this. This needs to be changed to a more welcome atmosphere and to encourage instructors to really seek out education programs that will enhance learning in the classroom. The work environment at Quincy College is very positive. When I first set foot in Quincy College, I decided to ask instructors, what do you do on this particular assignment? What do you do on that? Everybody was very helpful, and I was so happy to see that. We have a new concept now called mentorship. I'm not sure if other colleges have used it. But mentorship basically pairs you with an instructor, a full-time instructor, who watches how you teach. You can go to them with any comments, suggestions, problems in the classroom, and they really are dedicated to helping you. Mine is Debbie Satir Ringer, and I've gone to her several times for advice and for helping me develop lectures and activity. She's been very helpful. This was a great idea for Quincy College, and I hope it keeps it up. Now we're going to talk a little bit about instructional design methodologies. These are ones that my recommendation for Quincy College, that Quincy College really needs to focus on. The first is instructor involvement. My own experience at Bunker Hill was kind of shaky. I mean, it was a good college, but a lot of the teachers would just throw at us pamphlets, booklets, workbooks, and we really didn't have much instructional involvement. At UMass Boston, I did have one instructor. All he did was lecture the entire class. Students lost interest in the class quickly, and it was a disaster. It really was. What the instructors need to do is introduce themselves. Now this sounds like a no-brainer, but introducing the students, just a little bit about themselves. One instructor I know of took 2 classes to finish introductions, which I think is a little much. But it also encourages students to realize that what the instructor expects of them. And it fosters a relationship with students. Obviously, one of the goals of teaching at Quincy College is to foster a relationship between students and instructors, with boundaries, obviously. And one of the ways they do that is relating to the students. If the student has had a bad experience in a classroom, maybe I can relate, within reason, obviously. The advantages to this, we're building relationships with students. We're helping students trust their instructors. A lot of students just look at their instructors as authority figures and nothing more. That's not the way it should be. There should be a relationship there. The student should be able to come to the instructor for extra help if needed. It should be a welcome, open atmosphere. The disadvantages of this? Well, obviously you're going to have that 1 or 2 students who takes advantage of the instructor from time to time, and that really ties in with experience and wisdom. But time. A lot of the instructional design methodologies that I'm going to propose here deal with time. The instructor needs to factor the time into his classroom. The second one is establishing inclusion. Now, this simply means making sure that students are involved. Okay, we always have those students who sit in the way back of the classroom and they really don't want to be involved. Encouraging them to get involved will show them that the instructor does care about them and that they should care about the material. Group participation, group activities are one way of doing so. Sharing experiences. When we're reading a story like we just read My Father the Geezer in English 101, my father was considerably older, so I could relate to the story, and I asked students, what was your experience growing up? Things like that. Eliminating negative responses is critical. Teachers need to obviously discipline students from time to time, which is natural. But the professor should be really polite and as sympathetic and encouraging as possible. Okay? This ties into proper feedback. Instructors need to be giving more feedback on their assignments. And my first few semesters, I didn't do that very well. Okay? Providing feedback shows the students where they are. It shows them how well they're doing. Okay? Reaching out to struggling learners, I think this college does that pretty well. We send out mid-semester warnings. Instructors need to be involved with talking with students more about their participation in the class. Obviously, the advantage fosters relationship. Again, students realize, hey, this instructor cares about me, this organization cares about me. Disadvantages? Time. Okay, which instructors, most of them do not have enough of. A variety of assignments is critical. Okay, my experience at UMass Boston was, like I said, the man just lectured the entire class. Okay, what instructors need to be doing is, if they're proposing theories, they need to be giving real world examples for abstract concepts that students may not be able to get their minds around. Utilizing audio, compare and contrast, cause and effect. That's what I do in the classroom, and then I give real world examples. Using media is one great way of getting information across, and using activities to foster learning. Okay, I have had my fair share of instructors who gave a midterm and a final, and that was it, which I don't think is right. It ties into solving problems. I use essays as assignments. The assessment is the next section. Are students learning? That's what we need to know. Assessments need to be given at the beginning of the semester. Where are we? Do students already know some stuff? What do they know? The middle, what have we learned? Okay? And at the end, have we retained what we are learning? That's really important. Students need to be able to take that information that we're giving them and bring it to the next level or the next classroom. Okay? Midterms and finals are not enough for assessment. The advantages of this is that it verifies students are learning. And it clarifies concepts that students need to work on. If an instructor finds that most of the students are really struggling with one concept, like compare and contrast or cause and effect or pre-algebra, they really need to focus on that. Again, disadvantage, it takes time. Instructors really need to manage their time wisely to ensure that students are learning as much as they can. There are some IDMs that I've decided not to use. Okay, first you mentioned the peer editing. I have a hard time getting peer editing to work. Maybe other instructors can share their own experiences with that. Role playing, it doesn't work for me. It may work for other instructors in different classrooms. Okay, learning contracts, I disagree with learning contracts because they almost sound totalitarian in the classroom. And I mean, if the student is enrolled in the class, the expectation already is that they are going to commit themselves to learning the material that's being provided. Okay. My recommendation for this college, adjunct faculty development. There need to be more human resources or professional development for adjunct faculty who may be struggling with teaching. They may have mastered the concept of the material very well, but getting that information to their students may be another issue. The add-drop period for online classes. This is a tough one for myself. We extended the add-drop period this particular semester. By the time some students actually got to doing their first assignment, we were on week 5. Something needs to happen here. A culture of development site where instructors can share assignments or ideas is a good idea. Okay. Feedback from administrators concerning their progress. Okay. We need to be rewarding good teachers. Good teachers are great. They're a national resource. Okay. And remediating teachers who are struggling. Okay. These are my references. I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you.